The United States Supreme Court has delivered a series of landmark rulings that could significantly reshape the balance of power in Washington and redefine the powers of the American president. While some decisions have handed President Donald Trump major legal victories, others have also placed important limits on his authority. So the big question is, has the Supreme Court made Donald Trump the most powerful US president in modern history? Well, let us understand what happened and why all these rulings are making headlines around the world. Firstly, let us shed light on a historic ruling on the presidential powers. Well, the most significant decision came in a case involving Rebecca Kelly Slaughter, a commissioner of the Federal Trade Commission, that is FTC. Earlier this year, President Donald Trump removed her from office without giving any specific reason. And for the last 91 years, a 1935 Supreme Court ruling known as Humphrey's Executor prevented presidents from firing officials at independent federal agencies without any cause. And these agencies were deliberately designed to function independently so that they could regulate businesses, protect consumers, and enforce federal laws without any political pressure. However, in a 6-3 judgment, the Supreme Court overturned that long-standing precedent. Writing for the majority, Chief Justice John Roberts said that the president must have greater control over officials who exercise executive power. And according to the court, a president cannot effectively govern while being forced to work with officials whom they cannot supervise or remove. But why this decision matters so much? Notably, legal experts believe that this ruling is one of the biggest expansions of presidential authority in decades. And here is what changes, as presidents can now more easily remove officials from several independent federal agencies. The ruling affects bodies such as the Federal Trade Commission, National Labor Relations Board, and Merit Systems Protection Board. Future presidents, not just Donald Trump, could benefit from these expanded powers. Supporters argue that this strengthens democracy because voters elect the president in order to implement policies, and therefore the president should have greater control over the executive branch. Critics, however, warn that concentrating too much power in one office could weaken the system of checks and balances that has protected the independence of key government institutions for decades. Justice Sonia, in her dissent, cautioned that the ruling could significantly increase presidential power while reducing institutional independence. Well, Trump didn't win every case. Despite this major victory, the Supreme Court also ruled against presidential Donald Trump in several important cases. One involved Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Trump had attempted to remove Cook over allegations of mortgage fraud, allegations that she has denied. And in a narrow 5-4 ruling, the Supreme Court blocked Donald Trump's immediate attempt to remove her. The court said that the Federal Reserve plays a unique role in managing the U.S. economy and controlling inflation, making its independence especially important. Lisa Cook will therefore remain in office while lower courts continue hearing the case. Donald Trump has failed in 2 other significant legal battles as well. Number 1, mail-in ballots. The Supreme Court rejected Donald Trump's challenge to state laws allowing mail-in ballots received after election day to be counted if they were mailed before the legal deadline. Number 2, E. Jean Carroll case. The court declined to hear Donald Trump's appeal against the New York jury verdict that found him liable for sexually abusing and later defaming E. Jean Carroll, leaving the $5 million judgment against him in place. But what do these rulings mean? Taken together, these decisions present a mixed picture that the Supreme Court has expanded presidential authority over independent executive agencies. The Supreme Court has protected the independence of the Federal Reserve, and the Supreme Court has upheld existing state rules on mail-in voting. Also, that the Supreme Court has refused to intervene in Donald Trump's personal legal case. So while the Supreme Court has not given Donald Trump unlimited power, it has undoubtedly strengthened the office of the US president in a way that could influence American politics for decades to come. Whether these rulings improve democratic accountability or weaken America's long-standing system of checks and balances remains a matter of intense legal and political debate. One thing, however, is certain, that the decisions delivered by the US Supreme Court could become some of the most consequential constitutional rulings in the modern American history. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.